All right, what's up, college football fans? Welcome to another QB Spotlight video. In this video, we're talking about Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. We're going to dive into what we think he needs to do to have success against Alabama's defense, what kind of improvements we think he needs to potentially make, and then what kind of passes and balls he's going to need to complete to put some points on the board for Texas and to have them in the best position possible to beat Alabama this weekend. If this is your first time tuning in the QB Spotlight channel, sincerely, we thank you for tuning in. We know there's a bunch of great college football content creators out there, so thanks for spending a few minutes hanging out with us. And, QB Spotlight is just a big quarterback hub. We talk all things quarterbacks. We have quarterback interviews. We do little previews, little film breakdowns like we're doing today. But as long as it's related to the quarterback position, it's all fair game here. So Quinn Ewers, Texas quarterback, a quarterback that's taken some flack right now from the fan bases and just from media in general, and I get it, but he was still 19 of 31 for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he did have a drop as well. So from the outside looking in, he played a good game, and I thought he did play fine, actually. There's some stuff you want to clean up on. There's some areas to improve on, but he did play fine, right? You'll take that first game of the year, week 1 against Rice. Sometimes it's hard to get up for Rice, but it's a lot easier to get up for Alabama. So before we talk about what Ewers needs to do or the key takeaways for us, for whatever it's worth to some random people on YouTube, let's talk about Bama's defense. And they're probably going to be really, really good in all areas. And they're probably going to have a good pass rush, probably going to have a good secondary. They're going to have a good front seven, good linebacker, right? I think they're going to be good against every facet or every kind of offensive things you can throw at them. And they didn't really show much against Middle Tennessee, and why would you, right? They kept it pretty vanilla. The one takeaway I do have is how, it was Middle Tennessee, so take it with a grain of salt, but there was really just no vertical threat at all from Middle Tennessee. And a lot of that was the players, but I think just defensively and how they're coached, they weren't going to let anything get behind them. Middle Tennessee had 133 yards passing on 24 completions. Their yards per attempt were 3.8. So there was really nothing going on in the pass game, nothing vertically. So that leads me to my first point about Quinn Ewers and what I think he needs to do to have success. And this is something that has been talked about, at least in the Austin area, which is where we are, and all the media. And this is something that's been talked about ad nauseum. Is that the right term? Whatever. It's been talked about a ton. But it is true. He's going to have to hit some vertical shots. And if you've kept up with Texas, or if you're a Texas fan, then you know that he was, 0-6, 0-7, whatever it was, with passing attempts 20-plus yards downfield. And if you listen to Sark's comments after the game or yesterday, post-game, it wasn't all his fault. He talked about receivers maybe not running the right type of routes or not being where the ball should be. So it wasn't all on Quinn Ewers. I think that's important to remember. But still, it comes down to, at the end of the day, you're going to have to hit some deep shots to be successful against Alabama. I think that's crucial. I think it's number one. Hitting deep shots just does so much for the offense. It opens up so many things underneath, but also gives you some confidence, and it's a big play. It's a big play. It puts you down the field. So I think that's number one. That's an easy one, right? If you just look up Texas football Twitter, that's all people are talking about is, the vertical shots, the deep shots, 20 yards plus downfield. 20 yards downfield, right? I get it, right? He was 0-6. I get it. Also, I think looking at, if you look at how the other passes were completed, 6 of his 19 completions were screens. He was 6 of 6 against screens. So if you take away the screens, he was 13 of 25. So you want to do a little bit. You want to have a little bit better numbers in that situation, in that category. I get that too, right? So again, hit some vertical shots downfield. That's number one. 6 of his completions were for screens. Again, you take that away, you 13 and 25. He knows he's going to have to play better than that. I think it's easier to get up for Bama than for Rice. Number 2, you have to make some medium-type throws still. This was something he did really, really good at. Medium-type throws, intermediate throws, between 10 and 19 yards. This is something he did really good at. He was 6 of 8 for 100 yards and a touchdown. I think within that range, he was more in a rhythm. A lot of times those are more kind of rhythm-type throws or quick read throws, right? So I think it's easier to get into a rhythm. It's easier to have the right ball placement, to have yourself in a better position, because the ball is usually out quicker. So just because I talk about needing to hit some vertical shots deep, I don't want to exclude that the intermediate throws are still crucial. You don't want to neglect those throws just to hit some deep shots, right? So I think he looked good on it. He did well in that yard range. So you want to repeat that. You want to repeat that while still taking some vertical shots deep, right? Another thing, and I think key number 3, if you want to have 3 keys, is be prepared for mixed looks. Again, we don't know exactly what Bama's going to be throwing. You can look back at the film from last year, but adjustments and changes have been made by both squads. I think you could see some more pressure than what Bama showed against Middle Tennessee, or than what Quinn got from Rice. You could see some more pressure, But I could also see them dropping 7 or 8 guys and just saying, hey, Quinn, pick us apart. Hey, Quinn, beat us. Or, hey, we can get pressure on you with 3 or 4 guys, and we can drop guys back, right? So I think you just have to be prepared for a variety of looks, and how you go about that. Well, coaching, film, having a good install, the stuff that's way above what we have to say on the channel, actual coaching, you know what I mean? Something that we would not be able to do. But I think you have to be prepared for those looks. He didn't have a ton. He took 4 sacks last week, was only hurried 3 times. Bama didn't show much versus Tennessee, but I would imagine they're going to dial some looks up too. But at the same time, I could see them just sitting back and letting Quinn try to pick them apart, right? He was actually better against the blitz than he was without the blitz against Rice. Against the blitz, he was 12 of 15. It's pretty good, right? Now, I've talked about this before on the channel. Just because you're blitzing doesn't mean you're getting pressure on them. So a lot of times, if you're blitzing without getting pressure, the defense is just making more space to throw. You can get the ball out quicker. Whenever he wasn't blitzed, more guys were in the secondary, 7 or 8 guys in the secondary. He was 7 of 16, right? So that tells me that Bama may be looking at that and maybe saying, hey, let's drop some guys back and see what happens. But I bet Bama's going to be mixing it up, right? So big keys for Quinn Ewers, and we'll do one film, or we'll do one clip of a mid-range throw that will show that I think if he can repeat this throw after throw, they can have success against Bama. But we'll look at that here in a second. But overall takeaway, if I'm Quinn Ewers, if I'm whatever value we have to say on the show, the overall takeaway to beat Bama is number one, you got to hit the vertical shots. And again, we talked about that a lot on this channel, and then you hear all the media talk about it. But it's true, you got to hit the vertical shots. You're gonna have to hit that to score more points, and you want to be prepared for mixed looks. Bama's gonna try. I don't know. Bama's going to try. Nick Saban's the GOAT, so I shouldn't say that. But if Bama can only bring 4 and have 7 in coverage, or even 8, and get pressure, that's a recipe for success for Bama's defense. So if you're Quinn Ewers, you have to be prepared for that and be prepared against multiple looks and have some preparedness and awareness to defeat multiple looks if you are Quinn Ewers. So let's look at one quick throw that he had against Rice that if he can repeat over and over again against Bama, could help them be in a good situation to succeed against Alabama. But if you like this type of content, please consider liking, subscribing. All that YouTube stuff really does help us grow the channel a little bit. And hey, if you have any comments or if you have any additions, what you think Quinn needs to do against Bama, let us know in the comments below. If you're a Bama fan and you have any comments, how you think you're going to stop Quinn, let us know in the comments below. We'll also have a video out shortly over Jalen Milroe and what he needs to do to have success against Texas, right? And that video may already be out depending when you're watching this. But as always, thanks for watching. Here's the video. So here's one of those short, or not short, but those medium, intermediate range throws we talked about. That if Quinn can get in rhythm here, it can be successful and hopefully help them connect on some of those vertical shots we talked about. Again, he was 6 of 8, I believe, from this range with 100 yards passing and a touchdown. So here's a throw to Worthy, top of the screen. This little comeback throw, quick play action. You see him step up in the pocket. Good rhythm here. Good pocket awareness. Delivers a really good ball. So we'll see this here. Go into motion. We see a little play action. Again, this is broadcast footage, so I apologize. It's not the best quality, but it's what we can use right now. So he's here. You're going to see him throw over here. He already sees a safety. Boom, safety's over there. He knows this is where the mismatch is, where he wants to go. Steps up in the pocket. Really nice feel there, especially with this D in here. It's actually a good pass rush here by him. Steps up in the pocket. Ball gets out. Boom, ends up being a first down, so it's 2nd and 8. So again, if he can make throws like this over and over again against this Alabama defense, this is going to, 1, get him in a rhythm. If he's in a rhythm, then 2, hopefully some of these vertical shots are able to be connected if you're a Texas fan. Watch it one more time. Boom, pressure comes in, step up, good feel. Ball comes out, knows he doesn't hold on the ball too long. He's open, doesn't wait. That ball is out. Really good throw there by Quinn Ewers. So again, thanks for tuning in. Again, we think the overall takeaways for Quinn is, you got to hit some starts downfield, be prepared for a mixed look, and then make sure you don't neglect these mid-range type throws that you did so well in against Rice. Keep in those. If you like this video, hey, like, subscribe. All that YouTube stuff, it really does it really does help us. We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you. Peace.